India Tourism Summit, organized by Cross Section Media, Principal Partner State, Andhra Pradesh, supported by Niti Aayog, Incredible India, Make in India, Connectivity Partner, Air India, Banking Partner, Yes Bank, supporting state, J&K Tourism.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first edition of India Tourism Summit. There are a lot of summits happening all over the time in the country in various disciplines and endeavors, but somewhere tourism was getting a miss. So we thought it's a good idea that tourism should also have a summit of its own. Coming back from now, new age tourism and how do we do things differently. We have tended to think historically over the years that a tourist is somebody who's only coming for sightseeing, who's being serviced by a tour operator, and he's going to be visiting monuments and he's going to go shopping. So that is the narrow sense of tourism as we have seen over the years. New age drivers for tourism, there are new impulses to tourism. There are people who are coming for education to India. A lot of our cities have become university cities. People are coming for medical reasons. People are coming for events. In recent years, events such as Jaipur Literary Festival have started drawing 10 to 15,000 people. And they are all coming for a literary festival, and many of them are coming from overseas, many of them are coming from within the country. But somewhere our radar as tourism, we have not started including many of these impulses to tourism. Thank you very much once again for being a part of this show.
Keynote. Presenter S.K. Misra, Chairman ITR HD.
We all recognize the great impact that tourism can have on development. In recent years, there has been a growing recognition that this impact need not be limited to well-known circuits or golden triangles, but can also result in tremendous gains for rural areas as well. And in the rural context, heritage does not mean only monuments and architecture, but encompasses crafts, music, performing arts, cuisines, rituals, history, the natural environment, agriculture, lifestyle, and other resources, both tangible and intangible.
Keynote. Presenter Amitabh Kant, CEO Niti Aayog.
Government is incapable of doing consistent professional marketing over a long period of time. If you want to create brand, it should be done by the private sector. So my belief is that India needs a lot of capacity has now been created in terms of hotels. Infrastructure has been created. Rooms have been built. You need about 100x of marketing, professional marketing, than what is happening right now. There's you need huge penetration of brand India across markets, across the digital world, and India must be the topmost recall market across travelers, which is not there at all right now. So you've created infrastructure, you've created rooms, you have to ensure that the demand grows very rapidly. These rooms are filled up and you create more hotel rooms in the next lot. Unless that doesn't happen, you've created good infrastructure in terms of airports. You have much better connectivity today. You need to open up more regionally, but huge amount of infrastructure has been created. With the marketing, there's a huge vacuum in terms of marketing. That's my view. And you definitely need 100x of marketing than what is happening now. It's not necessary that tourism must be a large body. The larger it is, the more bureaucratic it will become. It must remain lean and thin. But it should have the ability and the flexibility to work with the best professionals from around the world. Because now you've opened up the gates for electronic tourist visa from 166 odd countries. So that's a huge move forward from the time I was there. At my time, there were very few flights. There was no airport infrastructure. There was no electronic visa. So all this has opened up. Actually, all the requirements for tourism is available now. There's no rationale why India tourism shouldn't grow about 10x in the next 3 years.
Keynote. Presenter Ashok Lavasa, Finance Secretary, Government of India.
I think the brilliance and the creativity of the tourism industry is about packaging an idea and a whole lot of things together and presenting it to the world in a manner that they find it attractive and they are induced towards seeing that. By far, all indicators show that tourism is a sector, travel and tourism is a sector which has a direct impact on economic growth. It has a direct impact on employment generation. In the current context where global tourism has been growing maybe by about 3.9% or so, the Indian tourism is forecast to grow at a much larger rate. One final point. While it is very good to attract foreign tourists, and I am all for it, but I think that no country in the world has grown as a popular tourist destination if it has not provided for the domestic travel and if it has not looked after the budget travel. Because the lust for travel and the curiosity to see places exists equally among all sections of society. And I think the industry must look at the tourism clientele in a comprehensive and holistic manner. I wish this conference great success. Thank you very much for your patience.
Keynote presenter Deep Kalra, mentor and CEO, Make My Trip.
We want to solve customer issues. We want people to come to us not because we're the cheapest. We want them to come to us again and again because we're the most reliable, we're the best. People have a good experience, they keep coming back. That's how great brands are built. Let's build products which haven't been seen anywhere in the world. Let's not fall into the trap of copying, and we'll talk about that. Let's not just talk about AI, let's do AI. And let's do incredible personalization so that everyone in this room, when they come to our site or app, will see a different interface basis of what you've done in the past. And all of these things, interesting stuff are in the works. I think we've reached the inflection point. It's starting to move very fast. Just to give context, 60% of all air tickets in the country, domestic, are bought online, 60. First one was sold in 2005 by us. Only 12% of hotel rooms are booked online. OTA and supply direct together. So there's a long way to go, but the velocity has really picked up. It's a great time to get more customers, build a really good product. Why people say, once I bought here, they should never want to go back to booking offline. That's the key. And within online, we obviously want to keep everyone between our brands.
Presentation by Ankur Bhatia, Executive Director, Bird Group.
The number of people we fly in the Indian skies currently is approximately 110 million people, of which if you do individuality, that means one person takes multiple flights. We are looking at approximately 30 to 40 million people going on air within our country for domestic routes. Now, the population who has the potential and who can actually afford to fly is approximately 300 million people, which is our middle class, and that is actually growing 10% year-on-year basis. The reason why they do not fly is because of the connectivity. The places where they want to fly to are not connected by air right now. So India requires today, as of today, approximately 1,000 planes just to take care of the existing demand right now for regional connectivity. Our airport infrastructure is not ready to take these 1,000 planes, and I think that's the biggest hurdle, drawback, bottleneck, according to me, if I were to, I have to suggest or even do an airline. If we want to leapfrog in aviation, if we want to get to the point of actually flying 400 million people, I think what is important and what is very, very necessary is that we push and we get those numbers coming in from regional aviation.
Welcome to a secret, an undiscovered place. Welcome to happiness in Andhra Pradesh. Beaches, forests, shopping, just so much to do. The very best of nature and spirituality too. Infinite possibilities await. Here, everything thrives. Welcome to Andhra Pradesh, the happiest trip of your lives.
Panel discussion. Moderator V.K. Duggal, former DG Tourism and former Governor Manipur.
I have ever seen 8 or 9 very senior and knowledgeable government officers sitting on a dais to have a chat and also to share their thoughts on this very important subject. Joining the dots.
I'll just focus on Ayurveda and yoga because to my mind they have the biggest tourism potential and we have not yet scratched the surface. Starting with yoga, especially after the International Day of Yoga's announcements 2 years back, and the first IDY and the second IDY, there is a tremendous interest in yoga and in coming to India to learn yoga.
We are now embarking upon a national ambitious program called Bharatmala, where we are trying to take into account port and coastal connectivity, international and border connectivity. So tourism does find a significant mention in our Bharatmala plans. Hence, all the more it is required that the state governments, there should be interaction with them so that the ones which are urgently required to be upgraded are posed to the central government.
We have some very big policy initiative. One is Open Sky. So around 60 countries we have offered Open Sky. Open Sky means no limitation on traffic rights. Any number of flights can be mounted on both sides.
In India, we are not doing much to promote sports, unfortunately. Tourism, of course, is still, we are making some effort, but sport is not being done much about it. Olympic Committee United States, they have a research cell. They continue to do some research to evolve new sports. And we already have evolved many sports which are indigenous in nature, but they are dying because of lack of sport, both from us, of course, and from the state government as well as from the industry.
In terms of connection to tourism in smart cities, each of the smart city proposals for these 60 cities that we have received, they have proposals about developing the core city area. So these parts would be developed, and obviously when you develop these heritage sites, etc., there would be returns in terms of increased number of tourists and increased tourism activity.
The vision of the Culture Ministry is to preserve, conserve ancient cultural heritage, to promote culture, both tangible and intangible.
At the apex, we created a Andhra Pradesh Tourism Culture Heritage Board headed by the Chief Minister and having relevant ministers and the secretaries, and also to address one of the issues raised by the industry members. We have 4 industry members from the tourism who will be part of this board.
Panel discussion. Moderator Atul Chaturvedi, Additional Secretary DIPP.
As regards the Make in India and tourism sector and the overview of what Make in India is all about, how do we ensure that India grows at double digit? How do we make this young India skill India? Sectors like gems and jewelry, footwear, food processing, tourism, these are the sectors which become very important in that, and therefore this whole thrust of the government in these sectors is also evident with reference to Industry 4.0.
We keep talking about India as a very incredible country, but it's also unlimited. Many worlds in one country.
I can unequivocally confirm that museums throughout the world have a strong impact on tourism. I'll quote just one source here, the National Museum Directors Council of the UK. Museums and galleries are the key drivers of British tourism and play a significant role in attracting visitors and in building the British brand overseas.
Make India has made us proud as a nation. The concept is wonderful. The passion evokes thrills. But for tourism, it has unfortunately offered little opportunity or hope for any turnaround.
Tourism to India is essentially about heritage. It's heritage tourism. But what have we done? I think we need to constitute a National Heritage Hotels and Tourism Promotion Board.
As you all may be aware, Andhra Pradesh is a new state with an old name. After the bifurcation of the state, we have identified tourism as one of the major drivers of the state economy.
Moderator Naveen Berry, Chief Editor, Cross Section Media.
If you are important to the country, everyone will listen to you. If you are important to yourself, no one will listen to you. We are a population of 132 crores. 65% of the population is below 35 years. Big challenge for the country. This is a liability. It can become an asset, provided we train them and train them professionally.
Just to put it in perspective, if you look at the numbers are always a good place to start from. We do about 8 million plus international inbound into India. And if you look at a city-state like Dubai, it does close to 13 million. And I think if you look at those numbers, it's really a shame that a country like India, with all of the variety that we have and all the tourism products that we have, that we only manage to attract about 8 million. And I think there is absolutely no doubt in mind that we are going to grow, and we are going to grow robustly.
We evolve with the times, the needs of the hour, and what we have been very, very focused from day one has been the private-public partnership. We have been fortunate. A lot of the initiatives we do, we bring in the partners on board.
What are some of the top drivers
increasingly for the travel and tourism industry. So to begin with, the marketplace that we're part of globally is worth $1.3 trillion. The Indian travel market is worth close to $30 billion. So it's a fragment of the global travel opportunity, but one of the fastest growing travel markets in the world.
The government is trying to look at 20 different areas of to get change from a tourism point of view, and is very similar in the corporate world. Everybody wants to drive changes in their own field. It is happening in silos. It is not happening as let's all pull together in one direction.
Why haven't circuits developed? The government from its own side, Ministry of Tourism, has done the Swadeshi Darshan scheme, 1,500 odd crores allocated. Why doesn't it happen? So I'll just leave you with give you a very simple example. Buddhist tourism, the circuit is perfect in India. Maybe one of the reasons why it doesn't work is that it's spread across 2 states, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. At least this government has got a whole lot of us to start talking about competitive federalism. But cooperative federalism here can help a whole lot.
Panel discussion. Moderator Kapil Kaul, CEO South Asia Kappa.
I thought I'll share the forecasts with you. This is our forecast. 13.2 million is your inbound number by 2021. The inbound number growing to about 13.2 million. And the outbound, which is outpacing and growing much faster at about 33.2 million. And the 10-year forecast, which is to 2026, 17.3 million inbound and about 50.8 million outbound. So this is where the growth numbers are extremely significant. There are supply side constraints, so if we remove bilaterals and infrastructure and whatever we talked since morning, I think these numbers look very exciting.
Air India has recognized the fact that the connectivity is vital for development of tourism, besides the economy and the VFR traffic.
From our networks across Asia Pacific, you can see sectors on which we have really built up business. Take a place like Kota Kinabalu in Malaysia, Langkawi, Phuket, Chiang Mai, Krabi in Bangkok, in Thailand. I mean, and in even points like Kochi in India.
We have facility infrastructures that are not getting connected by the airlines due to their own reasons. Under RCS, government has said that 50 airports will be connected. Within 6 months, we're going to connect 45 airports, out of which around 18 airports will be banned airports where no flights was operated earlier.
And we tell them about India, about Delhi, and what are the possibilities of coming into Delhi. What are the different, in-depth homework we do from the airline marketing team. So they are well aware, and the type of aircraft also that they want to fly. In that case, we get new airlines coming in.
Panel discussion. Moderator Naveen Berry, Chief Editor, Cross Section Media.
Leisure travel in India overall is up, and it's being fueled by domestic tourism to a larger extent than international, which is a very good thing because international numbers are very low.
The hotel companies continue to work with government agencies to jointly promote India and work with Incredible India, work with the Ministry of Tourism.
Markets are changing, and even for an international company, for us, or whether it's Marriott, Starwood, we, them together, all of us are focusing in these new tier 2, tier 3 and leisure destinations.
There's a genuine belief that the Skill India mission can become a bandwagon, if you like, because these millions and millions of guest house hotel rooms in tier 2, 3, 4, 5 markets, they all need a better quality of skilled talent than they certainly have.
We want to create a space in every market segment where we want to bring in more business into the country, create more tourism into the country, and bring in discipline into the markets.
Welcome to a secret, an undiscovered place. Welcome to happiness in Andhra Pradesh. Beaches, forests, shopping, just so much to do. the very best of nature and spirituality too. Infinite possibilities await. Here, everything thrives. Welcome to Andhra Pradesh, the happiest trip of your lives.
BITB Awards 2017. BAB India for popularizing Indian fabric and apparel. Maruti Suzuki for making India's domestic and weekend tourism possible. Haldiram for their pioneering Indian snacks and making them available everywhere. DLF Malls for enhancing the Indian shopping experience. India Tourism Summit organized by Cross Section Media, Principal Partner State, Andhra Pradesh, supported by Niti Aayog, Incredible India, Make in India, Connectivity Partner, Air India, Banking Partner, Yes Bank, Supporting State, J&K Tourism.